Students, myself P. Shilpa Chaitanya, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering from Vignan Nirula Institute of Technology and Science for Women. Today we are here to discuss our subject Python programming. Let us see the Unit 1 of Python programming in your BTech curriculum, second year, first semester. Let us see what are the topics in Python programming. So today we will discuss the topics like Introduction to Python programming. Then what is Python? Under this Introduction to Python programming, we will discuss what is Python. Then we will discuss why Python. Then features of Python and also the history. Who created Python? Who developed Python? Then we see the uses of Python today. Who are actually using Python today? And also we will see how the future of Python programming is bright and how it is useful in your near future. And also we will install the Python software. We will download the software from the system and we will install the software. The installation process also we will discuss today. Coming to the introduction to Python programming. So before going to know who developed Python, before going to know who uses Python, before going to know who uses Python, let us see what is Python. Can anyone say what is Python, students? Do you know? Like your C, Java, CPP, Python is also a programming language. Then it has some new feature. What is that? Let us see. Python is the new era of programming language. It creates a new era in the programming language other than your programming languages like C, Java, Python, etc. What is Python? Let us see what is Python. Python is a scripting language. So students, what do you mean by scripting language? Can anyone know what do you mean by scripting language? Scripting language is also a programming language like your C and Java, but it is used to written in a high level programming, which is nothing but it is very easy to learn by yourself and it is easy to construct by yourself. So it is called as a scripting language. Let us see what is a program and what is a script. What is a program and what is a script? Let us see. What is a program, students? Program always executes, whereas script always interprets. What is this? Program executes, whereas script interprets. Means each and every program till you learn in your first year, that is C, you will compile your file first by using compiler. Then that file is converted into object file and then you interpret your file. Is that the process you have seen till now in your first year, students? Yes. But whereas script, there is no question of compiler here. It always interpret your program. Let us see what you mean by interpretation in this class itself. Then what is program in general? You can say a program is a sequence of instructions written in a computer. As you all know, program is a sequence of instructions written in a computer program, computer language. What is a script? Script is also a language. It is also a type of programming language. But the difference is it will control another software application. It always controls another software application. So program is written to execute your task, whereas script is written to execute another task. This is the main difference between a program and a script. Then we can also see Python is a general purpose programming language, and it is also, as like your C and Java, it is a high level programming language. It is mainly developed for web application. What are the web applications that you know? Web applications is nothing but generating your browser, updating your websites, creating your websites, creating games, creating animations. All these things will be done using this Python. So in that way you can say Python is a developing programming language especially for web applications. Then it is highly readable. So all are saying that it is highly readable. How you can say it is highly readable, students? So in C you will have so many syntaxes like putting semicolon, putting a ampersand, putting semicolons. So many constructs are there, so many syntax are there. But whereas in Python there is no syntax. You are writing your code. You are writing your code in your own language. That is your simple and English language. You will write your code. That's the basic technicality in this Python program. So you can say it is highly readable. Then why? So we have seen what is Python. Python is a general purpose programming language. It is a high level programming language. It is highly readable. It is a scripting language, like that. Then why? Why Python? Why not C? Why not Java? Why not CPP? Why not C Sharp? There are several languages, but why C? Why Python? Let us see. So to discuss why Python, we can say the features of Python. Then we can see why we are using Python. Let us see the features of Python. First feature is easy. How can you say it is easy, students? As I have already told you, it is highly readable. Readable means everyone can write the syntax. Everyone can structure the syntax. Everyone can remember the syntax. And also there are so many few protocols will be there. Protocol is nothing but here. Protocol is nothing but, can anyone know what is protocol? Protocol is nothing but rule. There is no rules. There is only some rules, a very few rules to do your program. In that way you can say Python is easy. Let us see another feature. It is expressive. How you say that it is expressive? Because if you want to do a single operation, that can be done easily by writing the code in a single statement. No need to write a lines of code. We will write the program using a single statement. So in that way you can say Python is expressive. Then the next feature is free and open source. It's a new term to you. What is free and open source? How can you say Python is free and open source? Because so whatever if you want to run C program, what will you do? You have to take the C compiler. You have to install your C compiler in your system, isn't it? Is the C compiler available in the internet? No. No, students. So it is a licensed software. We have to download it. We have to take the license for that and we have to execute. Whereas talking about any other program, like we'll have UML, Unified Modeling Language. We will use RationalOS software. It is also a licensed software. We have to buy the software. You are using Microsoft. Microsoft is also a licensed software. You have to buy the software. Whereas Python, the software is freely available in the internet. No need to buy your software. No need to take the license of the software. It is easily available, which is open source. So it is easily available for everyone. Then talking about the next feature, that is high level. As I already told you, Java and Python is a high level programming languages. How can you say these are high level programming languages? We need not to remember the architecture nor manage the memory. The automatic memory management system will be there in the high level programming languages. So like other high level programming languages, Python is also high level programming language. Then the next feature is portable. So students, in your childhood days, you talk about portable TVs. Portable TV is nothing but you will take the TV from one place to another place. In the same way, Python is also portable. Means you can write the code in one operating system. Means like your Windows. You can run that program in another operating system like Mac, Linux, Unix, etc. In any platform is nothing but operating system. Students, keep that in your mind. Platform is nothing but operating system. So you can run your Python program in any operating system. In that way, you can say Python is a portable language. Let us see another feature, object oriented. Have you heard this name, students? Object oriented. Can you tell any examples for the object oriented programming languages? Yes, object oriented programming languages are Java, Smalltalk, CPP, etc. So Python is also like a Java programming language. It is object oriented programming language. In this object oriented programming languages, we use the programming technique like using classes and objects. You are always combining classes and objects here. Here you will get another term, that is encapsulates, which is nothing but group. Encapsulation is nothing but grouping. Here you are grouping the code with objects. Everything which you write in a program comprises of both objects and classes. So you are encapsulating both the things. So you can say that it is also a object oriented programming language. Is that clear, students? You have any doubts here? So you can say, as like Java or Smalltalk, Python is also object oriented programming language. Let us see another feature. Extensible. What do you mean by extension? As you all know, you will extend your data. If you are having 10 GB of data, you will extend your data to 20 GB. Or else in your, if you don't have internet facility, if you have 1 GB of internet, then you will extend to 2 GB or 1.5 GB, isn't it? And the same way, Python is also extensible, which is nothing but it can run its code in C, C++ languages. We can compile the code in any language. Python code can be compiled in, it extends its feature to C and CPP. In that way you can say it is extensible. Let us see another feature, that is embeddable. Embedding means putting one thing in another thing, isn't it? So here embedding is nothing but we will have some predefined things in your Python program. That is nothing but if you want to generate a Fibonacci series. In C, you have to write the Fibonacci series program, isn't it? But in Python, you have a function which is already defined in the package. You just drag that package, use it in your program. We need not to write any program there. So when you are having larger applications, in that cases, these embeddable packages will be useful. This is the feature called embeddable. Let us see another feature. Interpreted. So as I've already told you, let us see what is interpretation in this class itself. What is interpreted? Python is a interpreted language. What do you mean by interpretation? So here we have to talk about compiler also, as you see in your first year. What is a compiler? Can anyone say what is compiler? Compiler is nothing but which executes the code at a time. All the code will be executed at a time. All the code will be compiled at a time and generated a executable code. That is object code. Isn't it? But here, interpreter is executed line by line at a time. Each and every line will be interpreted at a time. Not the whole code will be interpreted. So when you are executing line by line at a time, we will see errors. If you have error at line 1, it will display line 1 error. It will not execute 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Then the CPU time will not be wasted. Is it clear? So here also the source code will be converted to the bytecode itself. But it is the executable code which you gives the result. So let us see the interpreter once again. So like Java, not compiled like Java. Here Java is also a programming language which is interpretation, which is having some compiler and interpretation, both the features. But whereas this Python doesn't have any compilation, we just interpret the code. We directly execute the code by using interpreter. The commands into the interpreter can be the immediate results. Clear? So in Java, you will give the code to the compiler and the compiler will give the code to runtime environment and the runtime environment will give you the result. Whereas in Python, there is no question of giving the code to compiler. It directly gives the code to interpreter and it will give you the result. Is that clear? The difference between a compiler and interpreter. And Java and Python is a interpreter language. It doesn't have any compiler. Then talking about the next feature, that is large standard library. So what is a library? Library is nothing but having lots of books. Isn't it, students? In the same way, Python is also having a large library which consists of some modules and functions. What are the modules and functions we have? We have some predefined functions which we use in your program. We need not to write the code once again. So it reduces the job to write the code again and again. It is having some predefined library functions that are available that can be easily taken and executed in your program. Is that clear? So in that way, it can say it is having large standard library. Is that clear? Then talking about GUI programming. What do you mean by GUI programming? Students, can anyone know the acronym for GUI? Do you know acronym means? Acronym means abbreviation. GUI means graphical user interface. It supports those applications. Graphical user interface means, can anyone say what is graphical user interface? Don't know? Graphics. Graphics means your buttons, your checkboxes, your radio buttons. If you want to fill a registration form, you will have so many buttons there. You will have so many address bar, text box, text area, checkbox you are having. Those are all graphical interfaces. You will have grid layout in your phones, isn't it? You will have some app icons. Those are all the applications. Those are all called GUIs. You can create these type of frameworks in Python by using some frameworks for web. So these interfaces are used in the Python. Those interfaces are Ttinker, WXPython, Django and Django in Python. Is that clear? So there are so many interfaces which create GUI applications. Is that clear, Nana? Can I move to the next feature? Yes. Let us see the another feature, the last feature, that is dynamically typed. Python is dynamically typed. So as you know in your first year, C consisting of so many data types like int, char, string, array, etc. But here in Python, we don't have separate data types. The data type will be decided at runtime itself. In advance, we need not to specify the data type. It automatically takes at runtime which type of data it is. We need not tell it is some int type of data, some double type of data, some long type of data. We need not tell that. So it dynamically types its data. It dynamically takes the data, what type of data it is in runtime. So in that way you can say it is dynamically typed. Is that clear? These are the 12 features of Python. Is that clear, students? Yes. We have already seen what is Python. Why Python? Because of these 12 features, we can say we need Python. Isn't it? Let us see another thing. History. Who created Python? Who actually created Python? From where Python is derived? Let us see. So Python is derived by Guru van Rossum in 1980. In 1980, Guru van Rossum developed this Python programming language. And this language is derived from ABC programming language, which is also a general purpose programming language. This Python is originally, the origin of that name Python is from a circus, that is Monty Python Flying Circus. It's a movie name. So from that, the Rossum chose the name Python. So this is the brief history of Python. So that the Python is conceived by Guru van Rossum in 1980, and it is derived from ABC programming language, and it is named Python as it is. Rossum is a big fan of Monty Python Circus. So he is Guru van Rossum who developed our Python programming language. We used to say Rossum as Python's beloved director for life. So Python's beloved dictator for life. We will call Rossum as Python's beloved dictator for life. Usually this Rossum tell about Python in a small quotation called Python as an experiment in how much freedom programmers need. Too much freedom and nobody can read another's code. It is too little and expressiveness is endangered. So this is the code usually Guru van Rossum tell about Python. Then what we do with Python. What you do with Python? What are the things that you do with Python? Let us see. We can do system programming. We can do whatever the program you need, you can do. So by using the Python software, you can do the system programming. And also, you can do graphical user interface programming, like creating websites. In your words, creating a registration form is also a graphical interfacing. Is it? Next, you will do internet scripting. In internet, it is majorly used. To script the internet, we use this. Then, in component integration, for integrating various components, we use this. Then, in database programming, it is an interface. We will have so many databases which are available in the internet. With each and every database, this Python will be incorporated. We can use Python in any of your databases. So, in database programming also, this Python is used. And also in gaming, images, XML, in robotics and more. Whatever the thing in this real world now, you use Python. To develop that one, you use the Python programming language. So what you can do system programming, we can do graphical user interface programming, you can do internet scripting, you can do component integration, you can do database programming, you can do gaming, imaging, XML, robots and more. Is that clear? Is that clear, students? Then, who uses Python today? Do anyone know who uses Python today? Yes, Google is using Python today. Everything which is created in Google, it uses Python programming. And also Netflix, nowadays it is very popular, isn't it? In lockdown, you use it to see more movies in Netflix, isn't it? So, and Netflix also created, and Netflix also using Python programming itself to create its interface. And also Instagram, you are all using more and more Instagrams, isn't it? And also, can anyone guess what is the next one? Yes, it is Facebook. Facebook is also using Python today. Then, NASA also using Python programming for their usage. Then, Bank of America. Then, Uber. Next, Amazon. Next, Red Hat. Next, Yahoo. Next, Shutterstock. Trivago. Mozilla. Nokia. Whatnot. YouTube. Oh, several things, several apps are using Python programming today. Their apps are developed using Python programming. All the apps are developed using Python programming itself. Is that clear, students? So these are the some of the companies which are using Python today. Let us see why the future of Python is bright. I think this question will be answered by you itself. Anybody can answer this? What the future of Python is bright? Why you can say the Python future is bright? Yes, let us see that also. So, career opportunities associated with Python is more. How can you say that? Because Google is using Python programming. If you know Python programming, you will get a job in Google. You can get a job in Facebook, isn't it? Nowadays, your brothers also place they are placing in IBM, Google, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Isn't it? So there are so much of career opportunities which are associated with Python. Then, it is a cross-platform language. Cross-platform language is nothing but it can be used in Mac, it also can be used in Windows, it can also be used in any other operating system, isn't it? Here platform is nothing but operating system. Then, top companies are embracing Python. Yes, we have already discussed it. Top companies are using this Python programming. Then, it is majorly used in web development. So feature is all about web development, isn't it? So it is majorly used in web development. Its feature build is less in web development. Then it is used in machine learning. Today the latest topic which is a hot topic in software industry is machine learning. In machine learning also you are using Python. You are using Python programming. It also used in analytics and data visualization. You are very small to know what is data analysis and data visualization. Like machine learning, they are also an advanced topics. Is that clear? Then, future like AI. What is AI? Artificial intelligence, big data, or incomplete without Python. We cannot have them without Python programming language. When you know Python programming language, then only the technologies like AI, that is artificial intelligence and big data are used. In that way you can say it is bright. Then, so how the statistics shows how the Python is growing up. So see here, Scratch, Scheme, C, CPP, MATLAB, Java, then Python. Python is in the highest place, isn't it? Then, and also most popular languages also 73% of language or more popular language is Python compared to your C. C is having only 42%, whereas Python is having 73%. Is that clear, students? In that way, the career of Python is bright. Then let us see the things which we have discussed now with a small video. Python. What is Python? What can you do with it? Why it is so popular? Why it is so popular? Because the world's fastest growing programming language is Python. It is used by software engineers, it is used by mathematicians, data analysts, scientists, accountants and network engineers, not even kids. Kids also using the Python programming language. Software, data analysts, kids, etc. It also used in analytics. It is also used in artificial intelligence. It is used in automation. In automation industry also it is majorly used. So we are having so much of tension with the scripts, with the protocols that are load in other languages, isn't it? So while using Python, we don't have any that tension because it is highly readable. In your own language, you can write your program. So it is very easy. It is also used by web apps, mobile apps, desktop apps, testing, hacking also. You are using it in all these things. So why we need Python? Why you are using Python? How you are using this Python? Yes, reason one is solve complex problems in less time with fewer lines of code. Hello world. Let us see an example. Let us extract the letters HEL. So in C# we will use this syntax. JavaScript we will use this syntax. Whereas in Python we will use a small code, that is str0:3. So it is printed the first 3 letters of hello. Reasons. So it is high level programming language. As we are already discussed what is high level programming language. Is that clear, students? Then it is cross platform. It can run on any platform. Platform in the sense operating system. It is having huge community. We can have any number. It is having large ecosystem. It can be used anywhere. It can be used anywhere. So in that way, in 20 years of a multi-purpose language with a simple and beginner friendly syntax. You can say it is a simple and beginner friendly syntax. And also it is a multi-purpose programming language. So you are having C#, JavaScript, Python. But majorly we are using Python programming language. The salary of Python programmers are in dollars. We will have so many lakhs of amount will be given for the Python programmers. In that way you can say it is a very good user-friendly programming language. Then how to install Python software. So to install, usually you will have Windows as your operating system in your systems. So we will install the Python software in Windows operating system. So to install the Python software, first of all you have to download the software. The software can be downloaded in http://www.python.org. Then it can be installed. Later you will run the IDE of your Python to start your programming. Let us see this in the form of a video. Let us do it. So this is my computer. So I want to download that. Before going to download, first I have to see what are the properties of my computer. Properties. So my computer is a 64-bit computer. You can download the 64-bit this 64-bit executable file. If it is 64 executable file, then you have to install 64-bit or 32-bit. Then type www.python.org, the website. So the python.org website is open. Now click on that. Then so it is having downloads, documentation, community, so events, etc. Let us download the code now. Go to downloads, Download the latest version that is available, 3.8.5. Click on that. Double click on that. Double click on that. Then, so your executable file is downloading here. So that is the Python executable file. If you want to see the releases, go to downloads, click on releases. Here also you can download the Python code. And let us see the releases which are available. So these are the releases that are available in the Python programming. So there are so many releases from first version to latest version. We will see all those things. Here. Then let us see the Python downloadable file. Just double click on it. If you double click on it, it will give the installation file. So this is the installation file. So in this installation file, go to customize. So you have to add the path first. Add Python 3.8 path. Go to customize installation. Here we don't need to have documentation. Clear the documentation. Then click on back. Go to install now. If you click install now, all your libraries, predefined libraries will be installed. All the libraries will be installed here. Here all the libraries will be installing, like TK module, your pip, your library bootstrap, all these things will be installed here in the setup process. Is that clear? Now it is installing. The green line shows it is installing. Is that clear, students? Now it is installed. The setup was successful. Let us see whether it is installed or not. In your search button, type Python. If you type Python, you will get the IDE app. IDE Python. Then the Python programming is installed. The software of Python programming is installed. Is that clear, students? Then can we have a quick recap of what we have learned today? We have discussed what is Python. Python is a scripting language, and we have discussed what is the difference between a program and a script. And Python is a high-level programming language. It is a general purpose programming language, and it is also used. It is highly readable because you are using a small syntax to execute your files. Then we have discussed why we need Python. We need Python actually because of these features. What are those features? Object-oriented programming, portability, interpretation, high-level programming. Is that clear? So these are some of the needs of Python. Then who uses Python? Like Google company, like Netflix, like YouTube. So many companies are using Python today. The feature of Python is because so many companies are using Python, so the future may be the Python, isn't it? Then installation of Python software. We have installed the software by taking it from python.org, and we have installed our software, and how you install the software, that is clearly explained today. Is that clear, students? In the next class, we will discuss how to write a Python code, how to run the code in that IDE. So to run the code, we have to learn how to write the program in Python in your own language, because Python is highly readable. Is that clear? Thank you so much, students, listening to me. Thank you. If you have any doubts, let us discuss. Thank you. Thank you so much.